Morning, YouTube world. James here. About to go fishing the kayak again. Hopefully catch some bass today. Get on some nice ones. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Before we get started in the kayak, I like to make a couple casts from the bank. Just to see if anything's biting right here. Well, shoot. It didn't work out, did it? Throw the top water here for a minute. Something keeps hitting across the canal there. See if we can't get them to bite. Something popped at it. Pulled it right out of his mouth. Yep. Blew that one, guys. Throwing a scum frog right now. It's a new lure to me, trying it out. See if I can get in here without busting my butt today. This is definitely new to me. I'm used to listening to music while I'm out here. Can't do any of that today. Well, YouTube won't let you listen to some tunes. We'll have my breakfast beer though. Cannot go wrong with breakfast beer. Couple of big old tilapia there. This water is crystal clear. I'm not out to catch tilapia today. We're out to get some bass. Usually have pretty decent luck in this canal, so fingers crossed today is one of those days. Throwing an old Strike King jig this morning. This is a smaller one with a little trailer on it. Just been throwing jigs for a couple of weeks now. Never thrown them before. We'll see how good we do on them today. I've also got a brush hog tied on another rod and reel. You cannot go wrong with brush hogs. If we don't get anything with the jig, we will definitely throw the brush hog in. I can almost guarantee catching a fish on a brush hog. Been throwing brush hog many years. They're one of my favorite worms to use. I've never seen this canal so clear before. Big old bluegill. Chose this canal today because it's supposed to be windy today. This canal doesn't have many houses on it, probably 2 or 3. So we're pretty well blocked from the wind. The wind here in Florida has been crazy lately. It's about every day. 15, 20 mile an hour winds. Out here trying to fish and film video anyways. See what we can do. Still trying to get used to this whole filming thing too. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm usually listen to some music out here, and I'll sit out here 4 or 5 hours and not say one word. This is new to me. Water is beautiful today. It's so clear. Big old Plecostoма. More tilapia. Dang. Throw the old scum frog here around all these lily pads real quick. Well, edit that one out. Got one. Well, had one. Pull me right into the pads here. So where one of them fancy foot-operated kayaks would come in handy. Let's get over here. I don't think he's still on. Yeah, he's not still on, I can see it. Well, hot dang. First bite of the day. Pulled it out of his mouth and right into... Hey, that's fishing for you. Can't catch them all. Fun either way. Hey. Who all on here likes to fish lily pads? Because honestly, I have not really ever caught anything in a whole mess of lily pads. I ain't caught nothing but aggravation from lily pads. Your line always ends up right in the middle of that V, in them. You get hung up no matter how weedless you are. Y'all comment below on what y'all think about it. I'm gonna throw the brush hog for a second. I keep seeing the smaller bass swimming around up here. He's not hitting the jig or top water, so see if I can get him to hit the brush hog. He's looking at it. Oh, you don't want the brush hog either. Problem I had the other day fishing, nothing wanted to bite. Didn't matter what I threw at them. I can't even catch bluegill with live worm. That's how bad it was the other day. Finish up my beer here. Just had lunch. I like to throw multiple lures in each little spot if I can. Just because they don't want the jig doesn't mean that they won't eat. Try different lures. So I take multiple fishing poles with me. And never catch me go fishing with just one rod and reel. Much easier to have a few rod and reels with different lures on each one rather than having to tie a new lure every so often, because that gets old real fast. So I like to have a couple underwater ones, top water one for sure. I've been out fishing many a times when a bass or something will start striking top water, throw your top water lure over there and they hit it right away. You don't have one tied on, you're not catching that fish. Hopefully we catch something today, boys and girls. Whoever's watching this video. Appreciate it if you are. We're on, boys. Oh, dang. I turned the camera off to, I wasn't getting anything. As soon as I turned it off, I get one. Turn the camera on, he gets off right there at the kayak. Dang, he was a nice one too. I don't know if y'all saw any of him, but he was a nice one. I'd have been happy with him. Oh, shoot. Ah, look at that. Followed it up as I was reeling it fast. I'd given up on that cast. Look at that. There's a little one, boys. But you know what? Quantity over quality. That's my motto. I'd rather catch 18 of those little ones all day than to fish for 4 or 5 hours and only catch one big one. On the old brush hog, told y'all this morning, guaranteed catch one on brush hog. If I had one lure to fish with freshwater for the rest of my life, it'd be brush hog. I was reeling it in quickly, make another cast. He followed it right up. I slowed it down. He ate it. That was a nice eat. Tell you what, the bite is super slow today. Just to see what happens, we're gonna throw on a different worm. We're gonna see if we can't catch something with that. Just because the bite is so slow, just doesn't hurt to try. I'm not taking a bait off that's catching fish left and right to put something new on. Caught one bass on the brush hog this morning so far today. Not had any other bites with it. So pick these up. Bass Pro. Let's see what happens. Look at this. Don't set the hook on the big one, but I set the hook on the little guy. Catching fish is catching fish. Both my camera batteries died. Working with the iPhone now. Very small, but once again, I'm more worried about catching fish than I am how big they are. Catch me a bunch of little ones over one big one. Look at this thing. Just swimming right towards us. Little alligator. He must be curious. I mean, he's coming straight for us. He ain't stopping either. I love gators. Look at that. Yeah, he's not afraid. This is a little baby. He's just a curious little fella. Well, I'm gonna leave him be and proceed on with fishing. There we go, fellas. He is barely hooked. Oh man, he's barely hooked. Let me see if I can get him. Got him. Look at that. Barely hanging on there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I think that's number 5 of the day, number 4 on camera. The other one was just too small. Alright. We're gonna release this butte back into the wild. Alright guys, fishing trip is over for today. Gotta go pick my son up from school. All in all, not a bad day. Caught 4, I believe it was 4 on camera. 1 off camera. It was way too small to even bother filming. It was probably 4.5, 5 inches. Can't believe it even bit my worm. But we changed it up again. We changed up the worm, put a different worm on, ended up getting a lot more strikes with it. That's what I caught most of the fish on today. So yeah, today's over. Maybe we'll start again tomorrow. Thanks for joining in.